This is Pixel 4a. I've had this device for more than a month and I've really been enjoying this phone. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode, and today I want to share my thoughts and really go in detail about the Pixel 4a 1 month later. I've enjoyed this phone so much that it really has changed the way I see phones completely. I'll get to that part of why later in the video. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Design. Truthfully, I actually like this design. It's a unibody plastic build, which, yes, isn't the most premium build, but it's nothing too crazy, and honestly, I actually prefer it. I recently cracked the back glass of my OnePlus 7 Pro, and I don't even know how it happened. So I really appreciate that at least plastic won't crack like glass. Anyway, the design doesn't scream unique, and the back looks very familiar to the Pixel 4 in terms of the camera cutout. In fact, the rumored Pixel 4a and 5 are going to follow suit in terms of design. There is a physical fingerprint reader, which is something I appreciate. On the top of the phone, we have a headphone jack. Rejoice! Thank you, Google, for holding on to the headphone jack. I don't necessarily use the headphone jack anymore, but there are some cases where I actually am in need of one, so it's just good to have that there. On the right hand side of the phone are the power and volume buttons, and just like in Google fashion, the power button is painted in a teal blue kind of color. On the bottom of the phone, we have our USB-C charging port and a downward firing speaker. Now, the Pixel 4a actually has dual speakers, with the second one being embedded in the earpiece on the front of the phone. The front of the display is the real story here, because this is the first time that Google is going towards a more modern approach. Again, thank you, Google. With its 5.8-inch OLED hole punch camera cutout, the phone is not too big or not too small. It only runs at 60 Hz, which for its price, I'm not complaining. In fact, this display is very good. The colors, watching and consuming content is super fun. I'm a big fan of this new design approach from Google. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up and turn on the bell notifications, as it does help out the YouTube algorithm and pushes my content to more people. Software. The Pixel 4a runs the latest software, Android 11. It first shipped with Android 10 for those who may have forgotten that. So it's pretty much just pure stock Android, really. And that's it for software. Okay, no, just kidding. Let me continue. With Google, they don't add anything extra to their Pixel devices like the 4As, so no custom features or add-ons or bloatware, just pure stock Android. Pixel devices are Google's way of showcasing what they envision their operating system to look like. If you used a Pixel device before, then you know what's up. The 4a is guaranteed 3 years of software updates. So we'll see the Pixel 4a run Android 11, which it is right now, Android 12, and Android 13. However, with the Pixel 4a's less powerful chipset, how well will Android 13 run on it in 3 years? Only time will tell. I'm still happy that with Pixel devices, you receive the Android update on day one, whereas with other Android devices, you need to wait due to companies and carriers and all that stuff. Android 11 is even more refined, and you'll get a native screen recorder, for example, which comes in clutch. You won't have any issue getting used to the layout of a Pixel device. Some people may disagree with me on this, but it's really easy to use Android, especially when it's stock Android. Software is a plus on this phone, so if software really matters to you, then the Pixel 4a is a contender. Camera. I am really enjoying this camera. If you guys have been following me, you know that I don't really use my smartphone camera that often. But man, the Pixel 4a really changed that. I am now looking for every chance I get to take a photo with this phone. It's just that good. This is a Pixel camera, which means it will not disappoint. The camera module is from the Pixel 4, the Pixel 3a, and the Pixel 3. But the software implementation and what we call computational photography is what makes it so beautiful. Now, I am kind of bummed out about not having an ultrawide, only because I have gotten used to it on many other phones, but for this package, I really can't complain. Pixel devices, including the 4a, are known for superior stills. The photos they generate, including night sight, are superb. Normal photo mode, portrait mode, and night sight have really impressed me. So the Pixel 4a proves to take more real-life photos while it maintains good saturation as well. I also tend to prefer sharper photos, and the Pixel 4a also nails that. As for video, Pixel 4a actually looks to perform a little bit better, at least in stabilization, when you compare it to last year's model, the Pixel 4. I'll be showing sample photos and videos, but honestly, in my opinion, if you're still looking to film with a smartphone, iPhone is the way to go. Battery life. The Pixel 4a has pretty good battery life in terms of my usage. I've been getting around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time. I typically start the day at 8 a.m. and end around 10 p.m. with about 15 to 20% of battery life. In essence, the phone lasts me the entire day. I really had no issue about worrying if it would die out on me because I know that there isn't a power-hungry processor or a power-hungry display. Its 3140 mAh battery paired with the Snapdragon 730G and its Full HD display really help with the outcome of the battery life. The Snapdragon 730G consumes less than its older brother, the Snapdragon 865 and 865 Plus. Also, there is no high refresh rate, and while it may kind of suck, especially if you've gotten used to it on a higher there is no high refresh rate, and while it may kind of suck, especially if you have gotten used to a higher refresh rate, it does help out a lot. Now remember, the Pixel 4a's fast charge also does come in clutch. It's not super fast like something like OnePlus, which supports 30 watts, and now for the upcoming OnePlus 8T, it's going to support 65 watts, but 18 watts on the 4a does the job. The Pixel 4a doesn't have wireless charging due to its plastic bag, so I guess I'll let that pass. Okay, so no worries. Pixel 4a won't disappoint in the battery department. Price: $349, 128 gigs, 6 gigs of RAM, 1 configuration. Good job, Google. I really mean it. The pricing is just on point, especially when you look at its main competitor, the iPhone SE. This is the only size and configuration for the Pixel 4a, but I'm sure that many people will be happy about this. I personally don't have any issue with 128 gigs of onboard storage. For what you're getting, like a modern phone design from Google, a beautiful OLED display, an A+ camera, an awesome battery life, the price is perfect. In all honesty, this is a perfectly priced Pixel device Google has come out with, period. Last year's Pixel 4 and 4 XL were and still are really good devices, but they were priced at $799 and $899 respectively. What was the outcome? They sold poorly. Oh, and don't forget, these prices were also for the 64 gig model. Ouch. When we look at the Pixel 4a from 2019, that was priced at $399 for 64 gigs of storage. 300 to 400 is a sweet spot for phones, and the Pixel 4a is a sweet package priced right at $349. I mean, during the rumor mill, we thought that the Pixel 4a would be $399, and Google surprised us all, pricing it at $349. So if price is important for you, Pixel 4a is right on point. My final thoughts. Now that I've gone into detail about the phone, is the Pixel 4a worth it? Hands down, yes it is. Is it for everybody? Now if you ask me, yes, it is. Will some disagree? Of course, and that's perfectly fine. I really do believe that Google has nailed it with the Pixel 4a. Now remember, at the beginning of this video, I told you that this phone really changed the way I think about smartphones in general. It's becoming super difficult for flagship phones priced at like $1,200, $1,300 to justify if they're worthy or not. If you buy a flagship, yes, you're getting the latest and greatest, but you really need to sit down and ask the question, do you really need a $1,300 flagship phone? Probably not. In fact, until you try a mid-range device like the Pixel 4a, you won't truly understand how much good you'll be doing. I'll keep saying it, and if you watch MKBHD, this may sound familiar, but cheap phones are getting good, and good phones are getting cheap. Don't take it the wrong way either and say, oh, I'm buying a flagship phone because I don't want to cheap out. You are not cheaping out if you choose the Pixel 4a. Take it from me, I'm going to continue to use the Pixel 4a as my main device in place of the OnePlus 7 Pro. I don't necessarily need the latest and greatest myself either. Pixel 4a? Yeah, it's a clear winner in my books. Anyway, everybody, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, because with the more interactions we get on this video, not only helps the video and the channel, but also pushes the video out to more viewers. And best of all, superman that subscribe button. Until next time, everybody, and until next video, this is MTG.